Shalom, giving all praise to Yahweh, Shem Shai, Shem Kakodah, Shalom to the 144,000 and rest of the elect out there, Shalom to you all. And I'm going to title this video, so if you're living in Japan or Canada, or for that matter, China, the Samoan Islands, and the list goes on and on, you don't have the MOTB. Let me let you listen to this here. And we already know the scriptures on Revelation 13, 16, 17. And you can really start from the 15th. You can really read the whole chapter of, and I may just do a chapter breakdown again, because I hadn't did any breakdowns, chapter breakdowns, as we call it, chapter breakdowns, interpretations, hermeneutics. I think that means breakdown. Eschatology means end times, pertaining to end times. But I got all these notifications here. The computer had fixed the come on now. The reprobates and bag chasers. I gotta watch that one. Yeah, because we're in the season of certain Israelite groups just taking the bag. They've been approached, they were offered a lot of money, and they took the money. Then they would say, okay, you got this money, you got $10 million, whatever the case may be. If you're an idiot, you only get $1 million. You can buy a Jake cheap. And so you have to be aware of these false prophets. The scriptures speak about the false prophets. Anyway, let me just play this, and I'm gonna go on. I'm gonna deal with the word false prophet. Let me do this. So I'm going to entitle this video, change the title to "False Prophet." Be mindful of the false prophets out there in Israel, or something to that effect. So let me just type in false prophet. It's false prophets. How do we know that there's false prophets among Israel? Because it's in the scriptures. False messiahs, false teachers. Matthew 7:15, beware of false prophets, which come to you in sheep's clothing, but inwardly they are ravening wolves. Let me just take out the word wolf. So these false prophets were set up by the elite to destroy you. That's why they're referred to as wolves, because the wolf they come to tear you apart. Okay, this is the Apostle Paul said. We're going to read most of these precepts here. There's only 7 of them. So false prophets are also wolves. Acts 20, verse 29. For I know this, that after my departing shall grievous wolves, and he's not talking about actual wolves, he's talking about false prophets, enter in among you, not sparing the flock. Luke 10, verse 3, go your ways. Behold, I send you forth as lambs among wolves. Ezekiel 22, verse 27, her princes in the midst thereof are like wolves ravening the prey, to shed blood and to destroy souls. See, when you teach something, you teach a scripture or prophecy or anything pertaining to the Bible, and you say it means this or it means that, and it doesn't mean those things, that the person that teaches you these lies are false prophets and therefore wolves. And it says they do this to shed blood, to kill you, to get you killed, and to destroy souls, to get. I didn't even know this was in here. And why do they do this? To get dishonest gain. Right? This precept right here should be called the sellout precept. Ezekiel 22, verse 27. Ezekiel 22, verse 27. Ezekiel 22, verse 27. Well, how can you say that, brother? We all Israelites, and we all got to come together. Well, wait a minute. If you come together, you're going to come together with some wolves. And they're going to destroy. Can you imagine? Can you just imagine IUIC, IACPK, Sakari, GOCC, GMS, and the various different groups out there getting together? We're trying to get together. We're coming on one accord. Can you imagine the madness that would go on in there? Could you imagine the madness that would go on in there? And there's no fucking way we're going to come to an agreement, okay? Since we don't know what the MOTB is, we're going to say it's Christianity. Oh, hell no. You're going to have, let me deal with Sakari. He just came to mind. Leader Sakari got more than one wife. Guess what? They're going to tell you got to get rid of one or two. He got 2 wives, more than one wife, right? And he got children with him, right? Just using him as an example. He just came to mind because I saw a video of him a couple of years ago. He had his wives and his children with him. So I believe he had 2 wives at that time or whatever. I don't know if he got a third, whatever the case may be. So they're going to say, okay, the leader of Sakari, you got to get up, you got to cut off. You're gonna only have 1 wife. What would I do with my other wife? You got to cut him off. You got to tell him to go somewhere. That ain't going to work. He's going to leave. He's going to say, F this. He's out of here, man. You got Captain Tazariak got more than 1 wife. Oh, Captain Tazariak, you got to cut them wives or you can only have 1 wife. And the GMS, you can't teach the great doctrine no more. And you got to teach hell. And Sakari, ISUPK, whatever, they're gonna say no. There's no such thing as hell. 'Cause it will be mass confusion. So let me read this again. Her princes in the midst thereof are like wolves, ravening the prey. The prey is unsuspecting, naive Israelites. to shed blood, to destroy you. When your blood is shed, it's to destroy you. And to destroy souls. To get dishonest gain. To get dishonest gain. So where they getting this dishonest gain? By these groups that, said we're going to give you X amount and we're going to give you $10 million, but you got to teach this. It says, Habakkuk 1 verse 8, their horses also are swifter than the leopards and are more fierce than the evening wolves, and their horsemen shall spread themselves in the horsemen, eagles. Yeah, okay. Zephaniah 3 verse 3. Her princes within her are roaring lions. Her judges are evening wolves. They gnaw not the bones till the morrow. In other words, they're going to gnaw into the bones until they get to the life of the bone, which is the marrow. So another word. These are not talking about actual wolves. These are talking about men in Israel, which come to you in sheep's clothing, but inwardly they are wolves. Why do they ultimately do it? To get dishonest gain. I read this before, Matthew 7. Or did I? Matthew 7:15. Beware of false prophets, which come to you in sheep's clothing, but inwardly they are ravening wolves. Why are they ravening wolves? To get dishonest gain. So a lot of these guys that stick with their, what they're teaching, the description means this and that means this, and there's a place called hell. You gotta put them in the category of they sold out. We got to put Bishop Nathaniel. You got to put him in the category that he sold out, because the hell doctrine was never taught at One West. It was brought up, mostly by Yeshaya. Gazak never brought it up, but he was cool with Yeshaya. So I guess I'm pretty sure they sat down and said, yeah, this makes sense. And then recently, Gazak, High Priest Gazak, he said he said it. He said the 12 tribes is wrong. This is wrong. What about the tribe of Dan? So he wasn't. When he left, he changed up the doctrine. He disagreed with a lot of stuff. And one of the things that Gazak was teaching the 2 times that he was on YouTube, that there's an actual hell. He said even the demons are afraid of hell. But the high priest, former high priest Yeshaya, he used to bring that up every couple of years. He used to bring up the hell doctrine. Then he would be brought to council, and Ariel would be the main individual that would check him on that. Then everything would be back to normal. But then 2-3 years later, you bring it up again. Now what they should have did was they should have told High Priest Yeshaya he got to leave. They let a lot of shit go up under the rug. Because if you do it one time and you're corrected, you don't bring it up again. You bring it up again, that means you want it to be brought up. Now, is Yeshaya teaching? Is he on YouTube? Is he on the corner? If he's on the highways and the byways, as the prophet's supposed to be on the highway in season, out of season, then somebody would see him. Oh yeah, Yeshaya is speaking on such and so street on Saturdays. Ain't nobody see him out there, so we don't know what he's doing. Like I said, Olahab, he got his video. He came up with this other brother. I forget the brother's name. He had his own video. He found out Lahab was a damn demon and was all about money. But the high priest Kazak, he came on 2 platforms on YouTube, and information that he was putting out there was contrary to what was taught. So let's come back to Bishop Nathaniel. Hell was always frowned upon. It got cut. And that's recent. Oh, the new moon being the full moon. And that was never taught at One West. Oh, well, we don't know the true name of Yahweh and Yahweh Shai, so we got to call him Christ Most High and Christ Blessed. But the 12 tribes is perfect. The 12 tribe sign is absolutely perfect. What if you were given the task of, okay, I'm going to give you a choice. You got to figure out the name of the Most High, the Father, not even the Son, just one name. You got to do the research and figure out the name of the Father, or you got to break down the tribes, all 13 of them. Which one would you take? You take the easy way out, or figure out, the name of the Most High. Do the research on that. Everybody raise their hand for trying to figure out the name of the Most High. Ain't nobody gonna be, willing to, happily willing to say, okay, I'll take the task of the 13 tribes. So Bishop Nathaniel, he has the same sign that we have, and the Most High got on Ariel for him to break them things down. The Most High had to be dealing with him when either you with the 12 tribe sign or you're not with it. Ain't no in between. Ain't nobody gonna say, well, half of them look right. No, that sign is wrong. That's what they'll say. So, if you, Bishop Nathaniel, believes that the sign is obviously you believe that the sign is right, you have the sign out there in the camp. At one time, when you first got on YouTube, it was you and I believe Yahweh Shop, if I'm not mistaken. You were out there in Brooklyn on Eastern Parkway. And where that bank is, what is that? Is that Dyke Street? Dyker Street or something like that. I remember that bank because I had a camp there. We spoke, Yawanathan, and it was just the two of us. And I believe Ariella was out there too, former High Priest Ariella. So we know exactly where you were speaking. On Eastern Parkway, you never had the sign. And we used to get on you in the comments section and say, where's the sign at? Where's the sign at? Where's the sign at? Then you had a class, maybe about 2009. Oh, I'm trying to figure out, go in the scriptures to get scriptures to prove that the 12 tribes is correct. Because you said you didn't, I ain't dealing, no, I don't know that that's the 12 tribes. But now you're dealing with that. But, the name of the Most High. No, Spirit came to me in a dream and told me that's not his name. But now you're saying that that's his name. Because of us, because of GMS constantly getting on you. And you're going to do one or two things when the MOTB, and we keep talking about the MOTB. If you don't like it, all you guys talk about is the MOTB. Can't you talk about anything else? I said, look, man, just go. Don't watch our videos no more. Okay? So you're going to have a lot of explaining to do concerning the MOTB when it's actually here. Go your ways, behold, I send you forth as lambs among wolves. For I know, Luke 10:3, and I read this for Acts 20:29, for I know this, that after my departing, because the Apostle Paul had to physically go to these places, but he had to leave. Now, if the Apostle Paul had the YouTube 2,000 years ago, he would never leave because you got the YouTube. We call it the YouTube. So you can't say, we left you, because we're a YouTube video away. And the gospel's going out far further than any prophet or Yahweh Shai. Yahweh Shai didn't reach a lot of people. His thing was to gather the 12. There was 84 in the beginning, but it came down to 12. And they had to rebuild. And they got 5,000. The highest number of the apostles was 5,000. people that followed them. Then you had the 7 churches of Asia Minor. So you have 5,000 plus. What we're doing now through YouTube is we can reach billions of people around the world. There's one brother, he's a GMS out there in Africa. There's a couple of GMS brothers that are living in Africa. And one of the brothers, I forget who it was, he said, Apostle Zahar, he said, you, and he wrote on the comment section, I believe, he said, you and Nathaniel, at that time I believe it was Nathaniel 7, he said, you and Nathaniel are famous in Africa. So how in the hell am I famous in Africa and I've never been to Africa? I have been to Africa through the web. They had a Chinese website, and they had me speaking, but they had a Chinese voice over me. So there's certain people in China that know about, oh, you're the great Taha, you're the great Taha. I'm bugging. So it says, for I know this, that after my departing shall grievous wolves enter in among you, not sparing the flock. And why are they wolves? Why are they doing this? If they're Israelites, talking to fellow Israelites, to get dishonest gain. Got to remember this scripture. Ezekiel 22, verse 27. Ezekiel 22, verse 27. You know what I'm going to do? Let me do this. I want to make this short, but it's obviously not short. Okay, this is a verse of the day. Verse of the day for Thursday, April 25th, 2024. Apostle Paul's quote, I have fought a good fight. I have finished my course. I have kept the faith. That's a beautiful scripture. Now, this is what I want to do. I want to go to the context. All right, there's the context right here. Ezekiel 27, verse 24 to, what is this? I believe that's 30. Matter of fact, let me do it this way. Uh, 30 verse. Son of man, say unto her, thou art the land that is not cleansed, nor rained upon in the days of indignation. There is a conspiracy of her prophets. Conspiracy means two or more getting together in secret to do something wicked to somebody or something. Like these different, like the World Trade Center going down, they say it was an inside job or an outside job, so it was a conspiracy. Because as soon as the buildings went down, and this was back in 2001, you had, this is before the YouTube. This is like almost 5 years before the YouTube. And you had Alex Jones on the web and other sites that you can go to before YouTube. And I remember them saying, don't come with any crazy conspiracies. This is how the buildings went down. Because too many people were saying it was an inside job or an outside job or it was a conspiracy by elite people, whether they be Europeans, Arabs, whatever. Right? It says, there is a conspiracy of the prophets in the midst thereof. Oh, when we got kicked out, that was a conspiracy. Their plan was to kick us out. And that was the best thing that happened to us. Because these guys wasn't going out on the highways and the byways either. They were having, every week they were having a council. So I was happy to get kicked out. And then they wanted us back. Ya'asha came up with a couple of guys, a couple of demons. Ben from the HODC, he came up there. That's why we call him Gangster Ben, because he came up. He was a clown, man. Like a roaring lion, ravening. Shekiah came up there, and he fell out. And basically they said, we want you guys back. We're going to listen to your side. And so he said, when are we going to do it? I said, look, I'll tell you when we'll do it. I said, don't call us, we'll call you. And if Ya'asha could have killed me, he'd have killed me right then. He's you motherfucker, because he saw it. His eyes went back and he started his eyes bucked. I said, don't call us, we'll call you. And then they didn't realize we were on a Day of Atonement type fast. Because what if we were wrong? What if we were the wrong ones? So let's go on a Day of Atonement type fast. And they lost coming up there. And me and Ya'asha used to drive up there all the goddamn time. Every week. We used to drive up there every damn time. How the hell you gonna get lost? It was a straight shoot up 95. At that time was exit 25. How can you get lost? There was no turns you had to make. It was right off, the school was right off the highway. So how in the hell did you get lost? The Spirit blinded you. So like I said, don't call us, we'll call you. It said they have devoured souls. When you teach that the MOTB, the C. Ragamuffin, two major camps, IUIC and ISUBK. ISUBK, the head said, go ahead and take it. Go ahead and take it. And then he had a campaign of, if you don't take it, that means you're scared of needles. Well, the scriptures say, do not put any cuttings in your flesh. Now, if you're really sick, you're going to have to get a needle. And men ain't scared of needles. You're scared of a needle when you're a kid. When you're a man, you don't get scared of a needle. So his thing was, if you don't take it, you're scared of needles. I said, no, nobody took it. And then Bishop Nate, and I got the video, I got the receipt. He said, go ahead and take it if you have to. And I don't know if anybody died from the ISUBK, whether they took it or not. But I do know that 20 plus people, could be either 20 or 22 plus people, died from the C. Ragamuffin. Whether they took the shot or not, I don't know that. I believe that they took the shot and they died from the shot. I have friends that died from taking the jump shot. They took it, and inside of a couple of months, they died. Men, one of my childhood friends, same age as I, relatively young man. And he told me, the Spirit had me run into him because I see him maybe once every 3 years. And I will say a few words, and that's it. And we had, all together was him and two other friends, and two of them had died. And I remember him saying, we're the only two left, you know? And about a couple of years later, the whole jump shot thing came out. He took all of them. And the Spirit had me run into him, and I picked him up. And the first thing he said, he jumped into my, whatever I was driving at that time. He said, I should have never taken those jump shots. He said, because I feel like I'm going to drop dead. And sure enough, a week and a half later, his mother, I knew his mother, my son died. And I already knew. I said, I see that Spirit made me run into him. And I think I gave him $20, $10. Hey, brother, you good? he was on tough times, you know. He was in the military and all that. And I just looked. I said, "Look, brother, you good? You good?" And he was so sick. He went to the hospital, and they put the needle him up and shit. And he went to sleep and never woke up. And I said, "Well, that was the spirit had me to Most High wanted me to see him so he can tell me what's up." You understand? And he looks just like King Taki. If you type in King Taki from Africa, he looked just like King Taki. Just like King Taki. King Taki, by the way, was an Israelite that did trade with the Americas. And by the way, Sakari out there, King Taki's not the king in Deuteronomy 28:36. Because myself and Chief High Priest, that's his title, likes that title. The Chief High Priest, Grand Poopah, I call him Alazar. I challenged him. I said, "Okay, who's the king in Deuteronomy 28:36?" So he did a video. So he went about an hour. Then he said King Taki, and I got mad. I said, "I knew you was gonna do that, man." But I looked up King Taki. I said, "Oh shit, it looked just like the brother that my childhood friend looked just like him, just like him." If they made a movie of King Taki, he would be the guy to play King. He looked just like King Taki. And by the way, King Taki did trade with the Americas, so that's not the king, brother. It was Moses. Was the king. You and your king is Moses. They have taken the treasures and precious things they have made, which is money, in the form of money, her many widows in the midst thereof. Her priests have violated my law and have profaned my holy things. They have put no difference between the holy and the profane, neither have they. Oh, they have put no difference between the holy and profane. On the Sabbath, you're supposed to keep it holy. What do you keep holy on the Sabbath? He said you keep yourself holy on the Sabbath. So if you say you can have sex on the Sabbath, that's what? Profane. It says they have put no difference between the holy and the profane. Profane means outside the temple. You don't have sex in the temple. You have sex in your house. But you are your temple. So what day is your temple the holiest? On the Sabbath. So why would you have sex on the Sabbath? I know IUIC teaches that. I don't know how many other groups teach that, but IUIC say you can have sex on the Sabbath. Therefore, if you have sex on the Sabbath, you did not make it holy, because the thing that makes it holy is you. You make it holy by not having sex. So they went off on that. I forgot about that one. But when they say something like that, you can have sex with people. Okay, the head leader said it, so I'm going to do it. It's all right. I'm going to defend it too. It said neither have they showed difference between the unclean and the clean. Guess what? When you have sex on the Sabbath or sex on any day, you're unclean. So on the Sabbath, you're unclean. And in the kingdom, we go into the Torah. And that's what they did in the ancient world. We go into the Torah. Read Luke 4. And have hid their eyes from my Sabbaths, and I am profane among them. Her princes in the midst thereof are like wolves ravening the prey. The unsuspected Israelites out there, and shed blood, and to destroy souls, to get dishonest gain. So that's because they sold out. And the prophets have daubed them with untampered mortar. That's Ezekiel 13. Read that whole chapter. That's really talking about them churches and the false prophets, seeing vanity and divining lies unto them, saying, "Thus saith the Yahweh Most High, when Yahweh have not spoken." Oh, the Lord came to me and said this, that, and the third. The people of the land have used oppression and exercised robbery, and have vexed the poor and needy. Yea, they have oppressed the stranger, which are Israelites from afar, wrongfully, and I sought for a man among them that should make up the hedge and stand in the gap before me for the land. Who's the man that it says, and I sought a man among them that should make up the hedge and stand in the gap before me for the land, that I should not destroy it, but I found none. What is that talking about? The true prophets of the Most High. So there was a point in time where Ezekiel was cursing out Israel, saying the priests were wicked as hell, the prophets were wicked as hell, the leaders were wicked as hell. So the Most High was looking for a man to stand up for him, and he said he couldn't find one. So we are those men today. We defend the gospel. Part of the gospel is there's no such thing as eternal hell. The MOTB is what we say it is. And we're going, at the end of the day, the number one camp that pushes the MOTB is the MOTB is the Bible C hip. They're going to all know. That's what they're going to say. GMS was always, oh shit, GMS was always right. So now let me come back over here. Let me pull it back. Okay, beware of false prophets. Beware of false prophets, which come to you in sheep's clothing, but inwardly they are ravening wolf. What does a wolf do? They tear you even into the marrow, to completely destroy you, shed blood to destroy your soul. And for what? For dishonest gain. They sold out. The one body definitely sold. They sold out. They made a deal. How you gonna fix your mouth to say that the Most High really always loved Esau? Because they sold out. It says, and many false prophets shall arise, Matthew 24:11, and shall deceive many. 24th verse, for there shall arise false messiahs and false prophets, and shall show great signs and wonders, insomuch that, like marching down the street with 2,000, 3,000 guys wearing all the same lockstep, duck walking, what do you call that? Goose stepping. Oh my goodness, these are the great men. Oh my goodness. See, niggas like pageantry. That's a title for a video right now. Niggas like pageantry. It says, if it were possible, they should deceive the very elect. They're not going to deceive the elect. The elect going to see right through it, through the Spirit. Mark 13:22, for false messiahs and false prophets shall arise and shall show signs and wonders to seduce it, if it were possible, even the very elect. Luke 6:26, woe unto you when all men shall speak well of you, for so did their fathers to the false oh, they're great. These guys, the men are dealing with these guys. Look at how they dress. Look at how they marching. Look at how they this. Look at how they that. These are truly the men of the Most High. The Most High is dealing with these guys. We don't know if you're Peter or Elijah, but you're one of them guys. And at the main school, Peter was Marshall, supposed to be Marshall, and Elijah's supposed to be Albert Bivens. So it's gonna be a major shake up when the MOTB, that's gonna be the game changer right there. 2 Peter 2:1, but there were false prophets also among the people, even as there shall be false prophets among you, meaning now, who privily shall bring in damnable heresies. And heresy is like a false teaching, even denying Yahweh that they ain't calling on your name of Yahweh while Yahweh Shai, but brought them and bring upon them swift destruction. So any of you brothers in Israel that are false prophets, the Most High is going to destroy you. 1 John 4 verse 1. Beloved, believe not every spirit, but try the spirits, whether they be of the Most High, because many false prophets are going into the world. Lamentation 2 verse 14. Thy prophets had seen vain and foolish things for thee, and they have not discovered thine iniquity to turn away the captivity, but have seen for thee false burdens and causes of banishment. So now, let me come right here. I'll let you listen to this. And they're dead wrong on this, and they're going to have to explain themselves. So we got all the receipts. So listen up. I'm not even going to mute it. Matter of fact, I am.
You might not think it's because of her, but because you follow the American society, American ideologies. That's why you got that on your arm. That's why you messing with the white woman. That's why you doing these things outside of the commandments, because your mind been defiled by America. Right. Babylon the Great. You know what the Bible calls that? The Bible calls that the mark of the beast. Right. Because you following the ways of America. Bring it up. You understand? You got it in your mind. You know how I talk about having the mark on your mind, on your right hand? You got it in both. You doing the ways of America, and you thinking like an American, but you're hearing the truth. But that's why we here showing you, so you can be broken free of that. Because the scripture already says they turn.
So he's definitely wrong. He's completely wrong. So, but he said having the MOTB is following the ways of America. Okay. So what about if you're living in Japan? They don't have the mark. They're not gonna get it. What about if you're living in Europe, different parts of Europe, France, Germany, England, the UK? You know, what if you live in an African nation? You know, the continent of Africa, any one of those nations in Africa. So they don't get it. The only ones in America. So if you take a trip to America and you do the American thing, that means you took it. But then when you hop on a plane and go back to the country that you came from, that means you ain't got it no more. And the way he's saying it in the present tense, that means you got it now. He told the woman, the sister or the brother, you got it right now. Well, okay, good. So that person can buy and sell. But guess what? After you finish speaking, you can go to the restaurant, you're going to go to the supermarket, you're going to go to the gas station. You're going to do something where you buy and sell. So how are you able to buy and sell? So they're going to have to, break that down. See all them pretty garments and the marching 2,000 guys down the street. That's what, like I said, niggas like pageantry. You know? They love it. They love it when you spruce things up. You wrap it up in a nice gift box. Jake finds a religion like he finds a brand new car. If the system's bumping, the car look clean. Let's see what the what do you call it? The rims look like. The system is the main thing. They're not concerned about how many miles in the car. You know, they're not checking the oil. They don't got a code scanner. They're not checking. You know, they're not bringing a mechanic with them. They just buy it because it looks good. Tell me that I'm lying. The majority, especially you women in general do that. They'll buy a car because it looks good, not knowing that car is a piece of junk. Anyway, with that, I'm going to say shalom. On to the next one. Shalom.